Thank you for coming to our contract review. Appreciate your being here. A couple of things, if I might. The Chairman Garrett is not able to be here, so he's asked me to sit in his place, and by unanimous consent of all that's concerned up here, they agreed to that. Is that accurate? Okay. Anyway, a couple of other things. September is going to be a busy month. Our contract review is scheduled for September 1st. Keep in mind, that's a Thursday. Keep in mind that that's the Thursday before Labor Day begins, okay? I anticipate there's going to be a lot of folks that don't want to be here on that Thursday afternoon. Having said that, I will ask in a very pleading manner, if y'all have contracts coming up next month, get them in as soon as you can. As soon as you can. If you have them, don't hold them. The deadline is the 18th. Certainly have them by then. We're going to have a lot of contracts. If we don't have it by the 18th, given all the other circumstances, it's going to be difficult to process. So please get those things together earlier on and get them into us as soon as you can, certainly by the 18th. Okay? Did I cover those bases, Jason? Okay. All right. With that, let's move forward. ADECA. Horn LLP.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We just have the one contract with you this afternoon with Horn.
Now, this mentions 6 years, but it's a 2-year contract, right?
Yes, sir. It's just a
Okay,
2-year
any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Alabama Medical Cabanas Commission. How are you today?
Great, Mr. Chairman. I'm okay with the pronunciation. Yes, sir, we just have the one contract. This is for the statutorily mandated seed-to-sale
Any questions
system.
on this one? Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Barfoot, good to see you. Aaliyah. Auction services?
Yep, we just have the one contract with J.M. Wood for auction services.
Questions on that? Thank you.
Thank you.
Conservation. These are appraisals.
One is an appraisal contract, and the other is for electrical engineering services.
Okay, any problems on the first, the $100,000 appraisal? All right, how about Garner Associates? That's a no cost?
Correct.
Questions? Thank you. Early childhood.
Hi there, just have one contract today. It's extending time and money on a contract with Leading for Children. It's 85% federal funds.
4 consultants, 423, about 100,000 each. Any questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Education.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
We have 4 contracts up for review today.
Quant Hub, what's that?
They will be establishing a pilot program to teach students data literacy.
Data literacy.
Right, like statistical data.
Questions? West Ed?
So we actually have 2 contracts with West Ed. Both are going to be ensuring that we're in 100% complete compliance with IDEA.
Any questions on those, either of those? Thank you. Next one is Alabama Council of Administrators.
Yeah, Allocase. They will be implementing a professional development program for us to make sure we have special education teaching practices as best as we can be.
Questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Emergency management.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Tell us about your contract here.
So we just have a contract amendment just to include the higher cost for engaging an architect to do some renovations on our building.
Simply an increase of 110,000.
Yes,
Questions? Thank you.
thank you.
Finance.
Good afternoon. This is an amendment to an existing contract to implement a new HR and payroll system.
A new HR and payroll system in finance, an additional 1.8 million, correct?
Correct.
Will this get it done?
Yes, sir.
Questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Historical Commission.
Good afternoon. We have one contract amendment, CC in Litchfield for a Fort Toulouse Nature Trail project.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thanks.
Medicaid.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
The Alabama Medicaid Agency has two contracts before you today. The first is with Health Tech Solutions, LLC. It is a one-year renewal of a previously approved contract for data integration and modeling.
And this is how long has this contract been in force?
It has been in force since, I believe, 2020.
Okay, all right. You don't have a total amount there is the reason I'm asking. If you could get me the total amount on that, I would appreciate it, but I'm not going to hold it up. Any other questions? If you don't mind, just get that total there.
I can get that to you, Senator.
Tell us about CBIZ.
CBIZ Optimus, this is a new contract. It is for actuarial and consulting services. The actuarial aspect of the contract will be for financial reporting related to the agency's 1115 and 1915 waiver programs.
Questions? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Mental health. How are you, sir?
All righty, how are you? We have two today. First one is Capstone Health Services. It's an amendment to add additional funding. What the contractor does is provide physicals and medical testing as needed for employees and pre-employment medical screenings.
Any questions on that one? Next one.
The next one is Claris. This is a new contract. We posted to the database, did 329 direct solicitations with 3 responses. What the vendor does is they will provide short and long-term strategic planning for the department and leadership.
Questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Optometry Board. This is an increase of $70,000.
Yes, sir.
Total is $135,000.
Yes, sir. This is annual salary for the executive director for the board. It's 100% non-appropriated.
Any questions? Thank you. Public health.
Hi. We have 4 contracts before you guys today. First one, Binks Health. This is an amendment. It's completely federal funds, $170,000.
And the total would be $620,000. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Questions? Thank you. What's the next one? Harris Health?
Harris Health Consulting, Healthcare Consulting PC. This is a new contract, and the amount is it's not going to exceed $175,000.
Questions? Next one.
Okay. Continual Impact LLC. This is a federally funded contract for $100,000, and it's a new contract.
Any questions? Thank you on that one. And the next one is, radiology clinic.
Yes, this is for, it's also federally funded, and it's $100,000, and it's a new contract.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Public library.
This is an amendment to a project that we're working on, and it is to replace our signage.
Questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Rehabilitation. How are you today?
I am great. How are y'all today?
Fine. Now, I've been looking through this, and I've got some questions on this one.
Sure.
I'm going to hold this up until you and I can talk some, maybe this afternoon.
Okay. Okay. I'm just wondering how long that will be. I'm in Birmingham.
Listen, I want to go south as soon as I can.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll just wait back here.
That'll be great.
Okay.
Thank you. Tourism.
Good afternoon. We have 3 contracts before you today.
Yes.
First one is our advertising agency. The second one is the Southern Travel Directors Council. And the last one is Georgia State University Research for our Civil Rights Trail.
And on the tourism, on the first one, the $22 million taking effect on 10/1. This is the 2-year renewable. Is that accurate, or is this a new contract?
This is a new contract. It was put out on RFP through the process, sent to over 100 people. 4 responded. We scored them, and this was the winning RFP person.
Any questions on the first one? Okay. Second one?
Senator Albrecht.
Oh, yes, sir.
The $22 million, does that include the buys or the actual advertising?
Yes.
Is that just the consulting part of it?
No, the consulting part has a basic fee structure that's set to not exceed and an hourly amount for that. So this includes purchasing ads at various places. That's the majority of this contract.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Second one, Southern Travel Directors Council.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Does that, is this just our share, or all 12 states put in a certain amount?
This is our share.
But the other ones, they also chip in?
Yes, they do. So it's 13 states are members of the, what's now normally called the Travel South USA, but was originally a form of the Southern Travel Directors Council, used to promote the South as a tourist destination.
So that would include advertising?
It would include advertising, going to trade shows, the whole general marketing, putting on a trade show here in the South, public relations, social media.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you. And next one, Georgia State University Research.
This is a phase 2 of our work on our civil rights trail and trying to coordinate information on that actual trail and to get it nominated as sites for UNESCO.
Questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Transportation.
We have 5 contracts, all of them 80% federal, 20% state. They're all brand new. They're for real estate appraisals for our projects.
Each one of these are dealing with appraisals, and basically you're
Yep.
getting additional appraisers to be able to conduct the work. Is that
That's
correct?
right, and it's mostly on the West Alabama Highway.
And how many contracts? 5? 2?
5 total, and that's what they all are.
Any questions on those? Thank you.
Thank you.
Youth Services.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
DYS just has 1 contract. It's a new contract for additional beds for the placement of juvenile delinquents committed state custody, $2.2 million.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
That takes us to the legal services contracts now, the fun ones. The next one, Alabama Corrections Institution Financing Authority. I think I'm familiar with that one.
Yes, sir. This is a contract amendment for Bond and Disclosure Council for corrections facility bond issue.
Questions? Thank you. State Bar.
Yes, sir. This is a contract for outside legal services to represent the State Bar when there are conflicts with our in-house.
Questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
State Parks. Has to do with our bonds, is that correct?
Correct. It's another bond council contract. This one's a new one.
Dealing with the just approved $85 million matter?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. Questions? Thank you. Conservation. No cost.
Correct. This is for an expert witness in current litigation.
Questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Corrections.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We have 5 new legal services contracts before you this afternoon. The first contract is for C. Richard Hill of Capel Howard, and that's in the Sondra Ray versus Gadsden case.
This is a brand new contract. Is it a brand new lawsuit?
It is not a new lawsuit, but we had to add additional DAGs due to conflict of interest.
All right. Questions on that one?
The second contract is for Mr. Rick Ramish of Falcon Correctional and Community Services. I've presented a previous contract for this EMT group. This is part of our Braggs litigation, and the court has appointed 4 EMT members, which is the external monitoring team members, to monitor the ADOC's compliance with the court's omnibus remedial order that was entered last December.
Questions on this one? Thank you. What's the next one?
The third one is a new contract for Robbie Hyde of Alexander Hyde LLC. Again, this is in the Sondra Ray versus Gadsden case, and she was DAG'd due to a conflict of interest as well.
Questions?
Fourth contract is also in the Ray case, again, due to a conflict of interest, and this one is for Terry Tompkins of Rosen Harwood.
Questions on that one? Is that all of them in the Ray case?
That is all of them in the Ray case, yes, sir.
All right. And what's the next one?
The final contract is for William Lunsford of Maynard Cooper and Gale in the Clara Watson versus Jefferson Dunn case. And this is new litigation.
New litigation.
Yes, sir.
Questions? Is there any lawyer in at least Montgomery that does not have a contract with the Department of Corrections? Oh, you don't? You're in Crenshaw. Anyway.
We have a lot.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Human Resources.
Good afternoon. DHR has 2 legal services contracts. The first is with Lloyd, Gray, Whitehead, and Monroe. It's a 2-year contract for $75,000.
That's the first one?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any questions on that one? What's the second one?
The second one is a 2-year contract with Lloyd Legal, LLC, and it is for $120,000.
Questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Optometry Board.
This is my contract with the Optometry Board. Fortunately, there are only 2 of us who can come to this meeting.
He's underpaid. That we will not entertain a motion for increase. But thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Peace officers.
Good afternoon, Senator.
Good afternoon.
I have one contract before you today for legal services.
Increase the hourly rate and extend the time.
Actually, it's for a contract that will commence in October. Our current contract ends the end of next month.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Transportation.
We have one contract for general legal services with Maynard Cooper and Gale. This is for the Mobile River Bridge. We had an initial, this is supplement, we had an initial year, we're adding a second year.
I love your bridge, our bridge. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. ADECA. Now, this is not a contract, ladies and gentlemen, if I remember right. Is that correct? That's correct. We have a presentation that ADECA wants to present here. Community service grants?
Community Service Block Grant, CSBG.
Go ahead.
Okay, as a requirement of the CSBG Act, the state is required to have a legislative hearing that is in conjunction with the development of our state plan, which is due every 2 years. This is funding from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and it's mandated that the funds go to the community action agencies throughout the state. We have 18 that serve all 67 counties, and they in turn provide services to low-income individuals.
Is this plan available online?
Yes, and I think Ashley presented some. I have some.
That's what this is?
Yes.
Okay. If y'all have any questions, any member wants to see this or need an access or online, see this young lady here, and we'll get that from you.
Okay, any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else to bring before the body? We'll stand adjourned. Thank you.